Hi everyone, it's Rebecca Coomes from The Healthy Gut. Today I want to show you an Aussie classic, the shepherd's pie, and I've made it SIBO friendly so you can still enjoy this humble family favourite. I like to start off by melting a tablespoon of tallow, and if you would like to make your own tallow, I have a video that shows you just how to do that. And to that I add 1 leek which has been finely diced. We'll also add in some celery, and I've got 2 sticks of celery, and then 2 carrots which I've also diced. I'm just going to give these a cook until they have softened and they start to sweat down. These now have been cooking for a few minutes, and I just love these gorgeous organic vegetables from Organic Angels. They're just lovely, they smell gorgeous. I know that there's no nasty toxins or chemicals on them, and I love cooking with them. To that, I'm going to add 600 grams of minced beef, and we'll pop that in. Now, I like to cook this once the vegetables have softened slightly because it helps continue the vegetables to cook and the meat cooks at the same time. So we'll cook this off for a few minutes. I've browned the mince off now, and I like to add in 1 cup of beef stock, and this is my gorgeous beef stock recipe which is featured in the SIBO Family Favourites cookbook. Why I like to add beef stock is for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it adds a gorgeous flavour to this dish. It really adds depth to it. But secondly, it also has gut healing properties. So if you can tolerate beef broth or stock, by all means add a cup in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back to the boil and simmer the liquid until it's almost completely evaporated. I'll be back soon. The stock has almost evaporated, and I like to add 4 tablespoons of tomato paste, and this just adds a lovely kind of subtle tomato flavour to the dish. And I've also got some gorgeous fresh herbs. So I've got about a teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves, so I'll pop that in. I've also got half a bunch of flat leaf parsley which I've chopped up. Give it a good stir, and then I put this in a dish so that we can then top it with our mash. So I'll mix this all together quickly, and then we'll pop it in our baking dish. And literally we're going to just scoop this in, and now if you'd like to test if it needs any salt or pepper, it may not because the stock often has enough seasoning in it. So we'll just pop that in this dish. And then the next step for us is to make a mash. Now normally a shepherd's pie would have a potato mash, but when we're treating SIBO we can't eat potato. So I love to use a cauliflower mash. It's got the same colour and it really doesn't taste much different, and I've served this to people that didn't know that they were eating something that didn't contain potato in it, and they were none the wiser until I told them at the end. So by all means, your friends and family won't notice the lack of potatoes. The next step is we will cook off some cauliflower. I have just cooked up 2 cups of cauliflower florets. Now you can cook them however you want. You could steam them, you could microwave them, as long as they're nice and cooked through. And I'm going to just mash them quickly. Now you could mash these by hand, but I'm feeling lazy, so I'm going to put them in my food processor. And to it I'm adding 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now if you are unable to tolerate any form of dairy, by all means don't include that. Save a little bit, and I'll just actually pull some out because I did save more than I poured in, because we'll just sprinkle that on the top when we cook it. And also put in a little bit of ghee just to help mash the cauliflower. I've got 4 tablespoons of ghee. Again, you could substitute this with another fat if you wanted it to be strictly dairy free. Okay, so we'll just give this a quick blitz until it's completely mashed. Okay, let's have a look. Now that's looking lovely. That's nicely mashed, and you would never know that that was not potato. So we're going to now pour this out and pour it over our shepherd pie. I like to keep this nice and rustic. This is very much a rustic home style dinner, great for midweeks. What I also love about it is that you can make a big batch of this and then freeze it, or at least keep it in the fridge for those busy midweek nights where you don't have time to do a lot of cooking, but you want something that's really nutritious and healthy and hearty. And we'll sprinkle the last of the Parmesan over the top of that, and I'll pop this in an oven which is at 200 degrees centigrade or 390 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll cook this until the cauliflower is nice and bubbling. That will take probably about 30 minutes. See you soon. My shepherd's pie has come out of the oven and it looks great. It smells amazing. It's got a lovely crisp golden top, and I just can't wait to dig in. So I'm going to serve myself, oops, spilling it everywhere, a nice big portion because I'm hungry. There we go. Doesn't that just look delicious? Shepherd's pie, and it's SIBO friendly. I hope you've enjoyed today's recipe. If you have, click like, and don't forget that you can get this recipe and plenty of other SIBO friendly recipes in my new cookbook, SIBO Family Favourites. I'm Rebecca Coomes from The Healthy Gut, and happy cooking.